episode of the Wildings. Today I have the incredible Wafa Daldoul here. Hello, Wafa.
Hello, Roleen.
Hello. And then we have awesome Tommy McCarthy here.
Hello.
Both comedians and both very skeptical about the pod, but Wafa's like, what is gonna happen? Well, you'll see in a second. So thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to start the segment off with a bit of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you two did rock, paper, scissors before we started recording. And Wafa, you were the winner.
Which I don't think seems like a good thing for
Well,
some reason.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Feels like you're going to go first or
Take
something.
the win, Wafa. Take the win. So, and I have two stories, Wafa.
Can I run away?
No, you can't run away. Okay, here we go.
So there's one story about how Wafa was in school and she hadn't got good grades at the midpoint of the year, and she didn't want her dad to find out, but her dad was going to go, there was a report card coming, and her dad was going to go to the school to find out what happened.
I know the story.
So she hid the report card from her dad, and the day her dad was going to go down to the school, she called a friend to deflate the tires of her dad's car, but he didn't show up, so she called another friend who was in her pajamas and had, face mask on her face, and she told her friend to deflate the tires of her car so her dad couldn't get to the school. So she got out of the house, left her house in her pajamas, and she grabbed a kitchen knife on the way, and she went to Wafa's house and started stabbing the tires of the car to deflate the tires. And Wafa's house is next door to a council, a parliamentary building in the town where she lives. So there were security guards looking outside, wondering what was going on. And then Wafa's friend was stabbing her dad's car's tires, this other guy walked past and he knew what the crack was about this story. So he deflated the tires properly. And then Wafa's dad wasn't able to get to school to find out how bad the report was. And Wafa got away with it. And the guy who deflated the tires also helped fix the tires again.
He acted like he was. Yeah, that was true. I can't believe it.
Wait, so
how bad was the report?
So I'll tell you.
Drastic
I was a very good student.
Okay.
Right? So I was actually good. That's why that was a problem.
Okay.
And then I just turned 18, so I got a car.
Yeah.
Or started driving. Didn't get my own car, but so then I just stopped studying. Right.
Okay.
And I had terrible grades. One of them was 0 because I didn't even take the exam.
Okay.
But I knew I'd be fine.
Yeah.
I just needed them not to see that so I don't get punished. And I was like, I'm going to forge this. But then I just got lazy and never did it. And then one night my dad was like, I'm going to go to the school with you tomorrow. And I was like, shit.
Oh no.
Because I kept telling him, didn't come, it's late. And he's like, I'll go tomorrow, see what's going on. And I was like, I don't think he had suspicions, but I phoned my friend, and then she was like, I was like, you have to deflate the tires. But my friend is an idiot. Because she's my neighbour and my friend, but she's a complete idiot. So I was like, you have to deflate the tires. And she's like, oh, sure, I could do that. She woke up late, left in her pajamas.
Yeah.
She didn't have a face mask, but I think she had spots and she had stuff on top of the spot.
Yeah.
And her mom was like, oh, good morning. Her name was Miriam. Good morning, Miriam. And she was like, good morning. Grabbed the knife and left. And her mom was like, where are you going? And she's like, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
We're talking 7 a.m. Grabbed the knife. And her mom thought it was she's clearly going to go kill someone, right? Walked. It's like we're neighbours, but there's 7 minutes walk, right? In a busy area. Walked past loads of people with a kitchen knife, and then went to stab. And we didn't live near Parliament. We lived near Ambassador's house.
Right.
So yeah, and I think like the guys start getting suspicious as I mean he's
What's
an idiot
going
as
on,
well.
yeah.
and then one of my friends who knew about the story knew it's gonna go wrong because knew she's an idiot. So thankfully he decided to go drive around, and he called me. He was like, "Do you know what Miriam's doing?" I was like, "Yeah, she's on a mission." He was like, "She's stabbing the tire."
Why did she feel like she had to stop
Because she
him?
didn't know how to deflate a tire.
Well, to be fair, like at least she was like, I'm gonna be successful.
yeah.
at
She
this
was
task.
yeah, but yeah.
She's the kind of friend you call when
Yeah.
you've committed a murder.
Oh yeah,
or you
absolutely.
want to commit
she would,
a murder.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she would definitely bury a
But
body
you
with
don't-
me. Like she would absolutely bury a body.
Would you want her to bury one with you?
Yeah, she will get.
You should make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. She'll get us arrested, but she will help. So anyway, there's this friend. I was like, oh shit, go there. Then and he went to her and he was like, just go home. I'll take it from here.
Wait, did he change all the tires in at the end?
He deflated, and then I got a taxi to the school, and my dad was like, oh, I'll have to deal with this. I don't know what happened. But then my friend was a nice guy, so
Yeah.
he was like, I'll have to stick around and help your dad,
Yeah.
you know. So he helped my dad change the tire. And
my
my dad,
goodness.
yeah, I was like, I met this lovely guy. I was like, yeah.
Oh
And
my
I got away
goodness.
with it. And that day, I forged the report card with my friend. And funny enough, so that was like the equivalent of
GCSEs.
Yeah.
which is like the score to get to uni. And my friend who did it with me ended up like, this is like the kind of,
Yeah.
she was like, she's number one in the whole country in
Oh.
the GCSE. I was number four.
Oh!
A levels, sorry, A levels, yeah. Yeah, and we were like fortunate. So it worked out well.
Very good. Well, now I have another story, but I'll decide if we'll have time to do the other one
Oh
later.
no, I don't trust my husband at all.
Oh no, it's from someone else.
Oh, dear.
Oh, girl.
That is scary.
I'm very resourceful. Okay, so it's your turn, Tommy. Any
I told you it's not a
ideas?
win.
Hello?
Any idea?
No.
Nothing. Not even a wee inkling. So take a sip if you want. It's 3.5 minutes
Oh,
long.
jeez.
Okay. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay. 3.5 minutes. Let's go.
What is happening, Tyrone?
Oh, jeez.
So the story goes that me and Trum McCullough, my friend of mine, friend of ours, we're
Give it
two
names.
messages with the Irish squad, and we're in training camp going to the World Championships in Mexico. And it was about 11 o'clock at night, and we were in Tommy McCarthy's room, and he shared his room with another guy, Bernard Rowe from Dublin, and me and Tyrone shared a room. So we were sitting in there talking to him, and Tyrone McCullough managed to steal Tommy McCarthy's bedroom key, and we were in the next apartment from them. So we left the room. Tyrone McCullough showed me the key and said, right, let's do something tonight. So we went into our room and we're ficking all night. Got to about 2 in the morning, and we started filling this big bucket full of anything we could find, like water, muck, shaving foam, all what you could find in an apartment was filled with it. And I said, that's not enough. And I seen a fire extinguisher on the wall, and I said, fuck it. And I grabbed that fire extinguisher and thought, this will be funny. So it's about 3 in the morning, came in, and me and
Hold on. First of all, only boys will go, there's a fire extinguisher. Fuck it. This will be fun. Okay.
Snuck out of our room and got into Tommy's room, burst through the door, and Trum McCullough threw the bucket of water over Tommy, and I sprayed the whole place with his fire extinguisher, and it was dust, and it went absolutely everywhere. And you just heard him coughing like fucking me, and Tyrone McCullough ran the room and laughing their heads off and locked the door, and you just heard Tommy bombing down, yes bastards, and he banged the door like fuck, trying to get free, and he gave up after a while. And me and Trum went to bed, thought nothing of it. We went to the squad training the next day. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. You had to be there. You had to line up, and like kind of a roll call. No Tommy McCarthy, no Bernard Rowe, turned up, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And there's 10 minutes past, 15 minutes past. We hadn't started because we were all waiting on them. And we're all the coach is like, where are these guys? We're like, we don't know. And you'd have seen Tommy. He must have rolled over the dust like crazy, because he was covered head to toe in white. And so was Bernard Rowe, and they're coughing. Someone attempted murdered us last night. Someone tried to murder us. Don't know.
Did you actually think somebody tried to murder you?
No,
With a fire extinguisher.
It wasn't. It's hard to explain, right? It's not hard to explain. It's hard to put you in that position because, like you said, it was the early hours of the morning, so we were sleeping, and then just out of nowhere, just boom, fire extinguisher, and it's not the foam one. It was like the dust one.
Yeah.
So we couldn't breathe. The whole room just filled up with this dust. Couldn't get the windows open. They ran out. So
yeah, that was a murder.
Attempted murder.
It's all me and my friend Bernard, my roommate. Both of us were like choking, couldn't breathe, trying to get through, couldn't see. So I was just furious, and then them two were big messers always on the squad, and it just pissed me off so much. So I was like you had to get up, and then the next morning, like you said, 8:00 a.m. Everyone had to line up and get ready for the day, and I was like, fuck this. I want some justice here.
I nearly got
So
murdered.
I was kind of like, I wanted to get them in trouble, but without actually snitching properly.
Nice.
So that's what I said. And him saying we rolled around, we didn't. We just stayed the way we were. We didn't touch. And then we went in, and I was just trying to get them in trouble. But I was, what do you call it, dry snitching? Like snitching without snitching.
Yes. Yes. That's insane. So wait, this training you did, it sounds like it was a really like intense.
Yeah, cause it was on the national squad. So,
Yes.
we were at the time.
For boxing.
For boxing,
Yeah.
So we were getting ready to go to the World Championship. So we're only like, I was 17 and Tyrone was 18.
Yeah.
So we were only like really just coming in the manhood kind of. So everything, like in terms of training, had friggin' became like more mature and more hard. So
You're getting the real punches.
you're getting it was all like it just went up a level because we're going from being kids into men.
Yeah.
And but these guys clearly hadn't grew up. Still playing pranks.
He sounds like a wee rascal, actually, because, wait, here's the end of it, because he does say you eventually
Okay.
forgave him, though.
I was like, oh, wee bastard. And then there's a big meeting from the squad, from the coaches. Whoever done this is fucked off a team. He's aren't getting back on the team. He's aren't going to the World Championships. All this. And I was like, Tommy is a scumbag. He done that to me. And finally we had to confess and say it was us. And we were loved so much. Me and Tyrone McCullough were two of the most loved boxers in the team. The coaches just burst out laughing and said, fuck's sake, lads. And they couldn't do nothing because they wanted us on the team so much.
They were loved.
So we got away with it. But I was out that night in the Davenish. There was that was the final night, so we were up home again, and we were out that night. And I had brought my clothes from Dublin to go out straight away when I got up home. So I'm up home, I get changed in them clothes, I'm out. And I smell a smell. I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? And it turned out Tommy had found one of my t-shirts that I was going out in and pissed all over it. And I was out in a nightclub smelling of fucking piss.
Oh, that is a good.
You know what? I was in such a rage.
Oh,
And
So you
because-
just
Did you have to
pissed
dry
on his
it?
shirt?
Did you have to dry it?
No, I just like he. So when they run out the room and I ran after him and I couldn't get into the room, and then I looked and I seen his t-shirt was sitting there in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this, I was pissed on it, and I just like left it there so it just
Dried
dried in,
naturally,
yeah.
and then he was like, "Ooh."
I'm just thinking, imagine if we had to, like, if you were pissed off at me and you just pissed on my
That is the craziest. Well, no, you have to see what the other guy did. Do you know what I mean? It's equivalent.
So I don't know.
We
I
would
had
not do that.
nothing, no other way of getting him back really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just a moment of complete rage. I was like,
I think that's fair enough.
there's his t-shirt.
Pissed on it. What weapons do I have? My piss. Men always think with their penises.
Yeah, they do. So I'm gonna head into the wee question part of the chats. So what part of your previous career actually made you worse at comedy at the beginning?
I don't know. I never wanted to play because do you know that was a kind of a thing that people and they still do at the minute. You know, oh sure, if there's anyone says anything, you can just punch them.
Yeah.
So it's like
Told you.
I was trying to come in that as a proper, just like anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be coming in as Tommy the boxer.
I hear you.
Like I just
Yeah.
want to come in like and earn my stripes the same way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's not that many negative things about being a boxer because it's all about discipline and training and getting ready to. It helped. It prepared me better for stand up because
Yeah.
you have to perform in front of an audience
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
control your nerves and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
nah, that was the only thing, and I suppose it's not negative, but people just referring to me as being a boxer. Like,
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
find it quite challenging to sort of be seen through a different lens? Do you think like you're getting to the point now where people are like, you know what, this guy is actually very serious about comedy and he is taking the route of like earning his stripes and just fucking grinding like the rest of us?
yeah. I think at the start, because my first gig, Sean Haggerty gave it to me,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like a surprise for Paddy McDonald was headlining.
Yeah.
So everyone in the JAA club was there to see Paddy McDonald, and Paddy gave me a lift up.
Yeah.
Up to the gig because he lives beside me, and he was saying on the way up in the car, "Oh, don't worry, like if you get a couple of laughs, it's be all right, but don't be worrying. Like no
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
expecting anything.
Yeah,
You're only
yeah.
a boxer." So I get up and I think there was a shock factor because people don't expect boxers to be funny, but
Yeah.
it's quite the opposite. The boxing gym is one of the funniest places you could ever
Yeah.
be in.
Yeah.
And so after that gig, the very first one, people were like, "This guy actually could do it." So I
Yeah.
think they took me serious straight away.
Yeah.
And then just the last year, I think people were taking me more serious because I officially announced my retirement from the sport, and I've been just trying to push my comedy stuff more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was that difficult for you to make the choice of obviously retiring from something you're so passionate about? There is sort of like a period of, I don't know if you went through that, like a period,
Like a
of like
mourning. Kind
yes, like grief in a
Do
way.
you know what?
Tired of getting.
Seriously, that is true. But I love training. I still do train, and I loved being a boxer. But once, see, after done that first gig,
Yeah.
I absolutely lost. Like I found a new love. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
my heart wasn't in. Well, after the first gig, I was like, I reckon I could do this properly.
Yeah.
And then I done another gig and done more, and I was like, I actually like have a passion. I'm naturally good at this.
Yeah.
So my love for boxing started to dwindle, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
And but I was still just staying in it because I was at a good level and I was getting good paydays and stuff and good fights.
Yeah.
But I was in boxing in for the wrong reasons. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, when I lost my last fight, and I was afraid I was expected to win, heavy favorite.
Yeah.
Even like I thought I was gonna win. I thought it was gonna be like
Yeah.
straightforward. And I was like, do you know what? I don't have it anymore.
You
The
don't.
fight just wasn't in me.
Yeah.
So
And you found this new passion.
found this
And now
new
you're like,
passion,
let's
yeah,
go.
Let's go.
And you're happy.
Another brutal
Yeah.
way
Yeah, I know,
to
I know.
die.
Yeah. You're just gonna die sometimes in a different way. You know, you're risking your life in a really unique way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wafa, do you find like engineering helps you in comedy or not?
Well, I think in a way, because I've done I would have done a lot of public speaking, you know, because I would give like a lot of presentations. It's not like necessarily,
Yeah.
you know, it's definitely not funny, but it's
Yeah.
like engineering. And then you know, I would have went to conferences. So you're used to like over 100 people, 200 people in a room,
Yeah.
and you're talking. So that was the one thing I was used to already. Like, I almost didn't care about how many people were there. I
Yeah.
mean, but you know, it helped. But maybe it did help and it didn't, because being from an engineering background, it means you like want to prepare. I want to have plan A, plan B,
Yeah.
plan C. So I guess then that works. And then sometimes we were talking earlier, like you could have a difficult gig where crowd is so distracted, or like they have short attention span, or
Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, I need to riff off, I need to do more crowd work, I need to do stuff that is not expected,
Yeah.
and I don't know, you know, I'm not sure with the punchline, then
Yeah.
and then getting across to that was like, okay, I just need to do that, and not know how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
But I still kind of would never just show up like unprepared. I think most people wouldn't, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like it's just like having all, yeah,
Having it all planned out.
Yeah.
I find it easier that way as well, just knowing what I'm gonna do, but then also leaving room for a bit of off the cuff.
yeah,
Which you've really grown into, Wafa. I saw you do crowd work the other night. Like, no, honestly, because 8 months ago we were
Yeah.
both like, "There's no way I'm gonna do crowd work.
Yeah.
There's no way," and now
Yeah.
you're like, you're doing crowd work like,
yeah, because we were new 8 months ago. We were
Yeah.
very new, so that was fair enough. And then yeah, I think I've done like some MCing
Yeah.
recently, and then because you know MCing is really taking the piss, and
Yeah.
I'm like in my real life that's what I do.
yeah,
Like I like taking the
yeah,
piss
yeah, yeah,
of people. So like it's just that's just a nice way. And yeah, like we were talking about it today with my husband. It's like it's not highbrow comedy. Do you know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah.
clever comedy.
yeah,
I still prefer to write,
Yeah.
but it's what you do when nothing else is working.
yeah,
I think.
I think as well, crowd work because of the clips people can
Yeah.
get from them.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who go to comedy who aren't comedy fans,
yeah,
they'll go and they're expecting crowd
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah.
and I think a lot of comedians
Yeah.
feel pressure that they have to start
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
I try not to do much crowd work either,
Yeah.
because like I have what I'm gonna say and I
Yeah.
just want to stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
But
like
so, like
yeah.
you say, sometimes you have to if something
Yeah.
happens or
Yeah.
I don't.
yeah.
I've tried, but the thing for me is just sometimes, and which is 99% of the time you've seen as well. When I speak to someone in the audience, I don't understand what they're
what
saying
they're
back,
saying. Yeah.
and then I have to ask. I have to ask them. Sorry, what was that?
So
And then the
mess up the
moment's
whole
over,
flow,
and then it's
yeah.
awkward, and then I'm like, fuck. So now I'm trying to tune my ear into getting used to the different types of accents and the speed.
Oh,
in
the
which
other night there was a guy had a very interesting accent.
yes.
What? But then sometimes you just laugh at it, or like, you know what? No idea what you're saying, mate. All right, someone else.
Yeah.
Next. yeah.
And I like that because I'm like, coming from me, who's a foreigner, be like, oh, learn how to speak English, you know, and move to someone
Yeah.
else.
So
But,
what
yeah.
what was like a specific moment for you, Wafa, that you were like, right, there's no fucking way I can go back now. This is it. Like I know you're very good at comedy. You are brilliant, but you also sometimes are so unserious about it and I think that actually adds to your it does.
Yeah.
I think it adds to your success because you are so, and you see it on stage as well. You're very comfortable and you're like, you know what, fuck it, if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, I think.
You know?
I think if you start taking comedy, I know it's like people, it's like full-time career, but there's a side of comedy where you shouldn't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Like it ruins the fun. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I hear about like, I don't know, people getting offended over something, or I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I know it could be a living, but
Yeah.
you can't take it too seriously. It's a laugh. Right?
It is something I struggled with in the beginning. Like you knew me as well in the beginning. It was something I was like, I needed it. But now the longer I'm in it, the more I'm relaxing into it and just breathing and being like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does matter because we're passionate about it. But like certain things will come to you when the time is right. And sometimes it'll be completely different to what you even thought it would be, and that's
Yeah.
okay. Like fucking enjoy the journey a bit more than I think like stress and anxiety steals the joy from comedy away from you,
definitely.
especially I was trying to say this. How do you say it? I'm gonna get it right today. The thief of joy is comparison.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Or comparison is the thief
Yeah,
of
I think
joy.
that's about right. I don't know.
Either way, I
I'm
was
not a
really
native.
struggling with that in the beginning. But I think
Watching people going, oh, look what they're doing. I need to.
Yeah.
or they're on this lineup or on that lineup, or like, oh fuck, I wish I can write this way, blah blah. Like I spoke to Wafa a lot about this because I really admire her writing. She's brilliant.
Admire my writing.
I do.
Guys, if you're watching this,
Roleen admires
don't
Wafa.
come expecting a good writing.
No, I just think you have a very unique, smart way of looking at things, and it's so unique to you, and I admire it, you know. And that's something I was really hard on myself with because I feel like performing your own words is almost like, I don't know, taking a shit in front of someone. I don't know. It's weird.
Especially if the thought is about shitting, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
It's a very vulnerable thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. What was it for you, Tommy? The question is for
About-
you as well. Like, what moment was it? That moment you told us about previously, where you did it one time and you were like, "Fuck."
Yeah, the
I'm
first
obsessed.
time I was like, do you know what? Even if I go back before even done a comedy gig, I done at my own wedding. I gave like a speech
Yeah.
to thank everyone for coming, and I said a couple of funny stuff and
Yeah.
slagging people, and the whole room was in stitches.
Yeah.
And I remember holding a microphone and
Thinking,
like,
This is it.
do you know? Do you ever watch Dave Chappelle? And every time he says something funny, he hits
Yes.
the microphone.
yeah,
with his
Yes.
leg. I felt like doing that at my
Yeah.
wedding. Everyone was laughing.
Absolutely.
I had to stop
I'm
myself from
Dave
doing it. I was
Chappelle.
like- and then so that was 2017, and then a couple of years later, I was best man at my cousin's wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and no, actually, after that, then a couple of years after, it was my grandfather's 80th birthday,
Okay.
and I had a big.
I thought it was his
thing.
wedding. I was
No,
like, that's...
this is- and his
But
birthday,
late now.
a big, like all my cousins and aunties and stuff were all singers and musicians.
Yeah.
So everyone, it was like a concert, and my granddad was singing too, and everyone got up and sang a song
Yeah.
for him and all this. And I said, look, I'll get up and just say a couple of words about him because I'm not a singer.
Yeah.
But my talk about my grandfather ended up. It was a stand-up set that I didn't even know I was doing. The whole place was in stitches.
Yes.
And I was like, do you know what? And then people started saying to me after,
You should do it.
you ever think about doing stand-up?
Yeah.
And I was going, I know I'm funny, but that's people I know. Like at my wedding,
Yeah.
everyone knows
Yeah.
me and knows who I'm talking about. On
Yeah.
my grandfather's birthday,
Yeah.
everyone knows what I'm talking about because we're
Yeah.
all in
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
family.
yeah.
And then at my cousin's wedding again, I was best man, had the place in stitches. And then Tyrone's wedding, I was best man at his.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So you did
But
did
after-
forgive him.
after I forgave him in the end. But
Good
after
job.
Tyrone's wedding, everyone was coming up to me and saying,
You should do
you
this.
should do it. Like,
Yeah.
that's a blah, blah, blah. And then I says, right, I'm going to try it. So Tyrone was actually doing a podcast with Sean Haggerty. So
Yeah.
he said, Tommy thinks he's funny. So he thinks he could
Get
do
him on.
stand-up. So when Haggerty gave me it, that first gig that I done was only 5 minutes, like I said. But I had the place was packed. Like,
Yeah.
it was
But see,
bunged.
5
And
minutes is a long time for somebody that
never done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was friggin' like in hysterics, and that gave me confidence in like
Yeah.
I'm not just funny to people who know me.
Yeah, yeah,
It is
yeah.
a group of strangers,
Yeah.
and like literally friggin' blew the roof off. So, and then after that, Finton Harvey says, "Tommy, I'm doing a show in Maherfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?"
It's a good gig.
And I went, yeah. So he says, well, could you do 10 minutes? So then I was going, how am I going to stretch this 5 into 10? But then I went up and done the 10, and it went great. And Paddy McDonald says to me, look, do you want to do the Fela? And then
Yeah.
the Fela, there was about 1,000 people out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first 3 gigs, I went, you know what? I want to do this.
You're in
Yeah.
But
this.
I hadn't fully committed to myself. It was like, because I remember after the first one, Tyrone saying to me, fuck, I went brilliant. And he went, so is that you? You're going to do full-time comedian? And I said, relax, only done 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he says, you're all in or you're not in. Like, what are you gonna
Oh,
do?
yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck's sake, I just done one gig. He said, oh, no balls. And then, but for the next couple
It's
of
like
years,
reverse psychology.
yeah, it was
when
reverse
you- yeah.
psychology. But for the next 2 years, maybe, yeah, for the 2 years after that, I was still boxing, but I was still doing gigs.
Yeah.
But every time I done a gig, I was going, do you know what? I would rather if this was my life than
Yeah.
like I have to go to the gym the next day.
I know
Yeah.
what you. I know exactly what you mean.
Was there a moment for you as well where you did a gig, and I know you still do your full-time job, but was there a moment you were doing comedy, Wafa, where you were like, fuck, I don't want to live without this, I enjoy it too much?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think so. I actually, funny enough, I also had an experience way before I started, which was at my company.
Yeah.
Like an event, and I just happened to have it was a summer party. For the whole like
Yeah.
company, and I happened that I've kind of organized some of it just randomly. So then the people were like, we think it's fair that Wafa should talk.
Yeah.
She's
So put
done
it
it.
together.
Yeah, she's done. I was like, oh, and then it was my first time, and they're like, I was like, what am I going to say? And they're like, oh, just whatever, a couple of jokes.
Yeah.
This was in Cambridge in England, and I was like, okay. And
Is it
then-
not a bit stuff there in Cambridge?
um,
Sounds very
well,
prescriptive.
actually, it's they would be a really good crowd, and also,
Okay.
yeah, they would be. I think every time I gigged in England, like not that many, but I've always
you love
enjoyed
Had
it.
a good time.
London
Okay.
or yeah, so Cambridge. Anyway, I went up and I was like, talking and like made a few jokes about like the food and like because we had like really posh food, and I was like, well, with the increase of cost of living, next time it'd be like goujons from Asda or whatever, like crap like that.
Yeah.
And then also I think it happened that day was some sort of new prime minister, and I made jokes about that how like
Yeah.
because there was lockdown and we didn't last time we had a gig goes like 5 prime ministers ago or something like that.
Yeah,
A lot of crap.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
But
the
they
Queen
loved it.
died, but I didn't comment on that. It was the day the Queen died. And also I kind of did interactive stuff because I was trying to find the magician to say thank you, and then
Yeah.
we couldn't find him, and I was like, oh, he disappeared. Crap.
oh.
Anyway.
But people were eating it up. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
loved it, and they really loved it. It was like 5 minutes max, and I never thought about it. Like I think it was my husband's friends who were like, that was stand up. You should, because
Yeah.
they saw the clip and they're like, that's a stand up.
Yeah.
You should do that. And I never took it seriously.
Yeah.
But back to your question, I think the moment I was like, I can do this is the moment I thought, like I really started enjoying it more.
yeah.
Because sometimes you do have a bad gig,
Of
like or you don't
course.
like it, and initially that was like, I hate that. This is it.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, that's part of the process, and
Yeah.
then it happens less and less, obviously,
Yeah.
after a while. But it still could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the minute of I let go of that stupid ego, I was like, I just love. I was like, I'm never quitting. I don't think, not willingly.
Yeah. See what you said?
That's
That's
it.
it. You have to let go of
Yeah.
your ego.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's the same with boxing, because the boxing and comedy is so parallel, people don't even realize. But you have to leave your ego at the door. Same if
Yeah.
you go to a boxing gym, you have to
Yeah.
leave your ego at the door.
Yeah.
And then if, like what you were saying earlier, if you're taking it too serious, you're not going to enjoy it, and
No.
the people aren't
Yeah.
going to
And
enjoy
it'll
it. So you
steal
have to
your
be like,
joy.
Yeah.
go out and just focus on the performance and
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
Wait,
the
so
part-
what gig was that for you?
I'm not sure. I think it started happening gradually.
Oh, right.
I
So there
think-
wasn't like a day, a specific gig where you like, I need more of this. This is
No,
what I want.
I think there was like when I did my first couple of open mics, I didn't know I had it in me. Like I had people laughing, but I thought, sure, they're a nice crowd. They're just being nice. I'm new, especially I was always introduced by this new girl, and I was like, oh, I'm sure they're feeling sorry for me. So I never, and then until like some people, started coming to me and booking me more and more and telling
Yeah.
me, that was really good.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Maybe I can do
but
this.
initially I really thought just everyone's just really lovely.
I think it is. I think it does aid to her performance that she is so relaxed and like a lot of the time she would go, I don't care.
I don't care.
I just don't care. And I do think it helps. And I was like, I wish I could just not care.
Yeah, and I care a lot less. Like the more the more you do, the more like, because it's like if you're gonna care, you're gonna easily be intimidated,
Yeah.
and then you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's just fun.
It should be just fun. It is something
It's
I
brutal.
try
like,
to take
it's
on board.
brutal, but it's brutal
Yeah.
still.
Just
but
relax.
yeah.
It's just, that's it. You have to relax. With there's if you forget, like, do you have notes on stage?
Yeah, of
Will you
course.
do?
like,
if it's new material.
New material, yeah.
If it's new material, but no, if it's not, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if it's new
I
material,
always memorize mine, and then
yeah.
last week I was like, right, I've got this new stuff, I'm gonna try it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got up and I remembered the start of it, and then I was like,
Went black.
I'm saying this wrong. And then I was having this internal dialogue,
Yeah.
and then the crowd was just in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Where
like,
where was this? Was this?
Spaniard.
Oh, the Spaniard. Oh, we've
And I
done.
was
Yeah.
like, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I'm
But
fucking
that's
this
what
up.
that place is for, Tess.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And then, like, at the end, I was like, fuck it, I'll just do something that I know
Yeah.
works, just so I can
Yeah.
come off with at least a
we
laugh.
always end up we always
But
check it out,
I
don't
was
we?
like,
Yeah.
I need it, because the stuff that I've come up with, I know it's funny,
Yeah.
but I just didn't do it right. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It is so frustrating, especially when you've worked hard on a bit that you know, oh, this is actually really good, and then you like fuck up the structure, and you're like, oh, this is not gonna work now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's so meticulous the way everything's
Yeah,
set.
it has to say. You know what? Actually, this is completely different. But last time I was telling you this
Yeah.
the other day, I was doing this was some gig. So I was doing new material at the American, which
Yeah.
I love, Kill Your Darling, and I was doing like a mix, as you say. But there was a big bit. But anyway, regardless. And then I was like asking the crowd if they had any kids, because I was going to talk about being a mum, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I look, and these couple raise their hands, and like, yeah, we have kids. And I ask them, how many kids? And the husband says 3, and she says 2. And I go, I thought, I found something hilarious
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
What's going on? I thought like stepson or like
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh, she
Yeah.
doesn't like him. Or I thought brilliant. And then I look, and then I was like, oh, how come he said 3? And she goes, because he died.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, this is like 3 minutes into my
Fuck's
set.
sake, it's fucked up everything.
Like that's the last thing you
I
want as
know,
a
I know.
comedian.
I was like, there was like 3-4 seconds where I thought this is the end of
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I was like, should I run out? Should I should I just faint?
Would you faint? Oh, my water broke.
What should I do? But actually, because they were lovely,
Yeah.
like they were so nice. I actually went very honest with it. I was like, oh shit. And then people start laughing because
Yeah.
the mom was really
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is the biggest test to my skills.
Yeah.
And then I was like, would you agree on a number when you come to a comedy
At least.
Oh, shit. You could have told me he's in Australia, lives in a farm or whatever, just anything. And it went to,
Yeah.
it really worked.
But for that split second, it was
Yeah.
panicking.
I promise you,
It
I
feels
thought,
forever.
I thought like, and there was silence
Mm-hmm.
definitely for like a few seconds, and I was like,
Jeez.
shit. And then I just was like, just say the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced something like that?
Yeah, I came up with a new bit. This was only last summer.
Mm-hmm.
So Shane Todd had pulled out last minute to do Ulster Sports Club. Our office, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Kieran phoned me and says, could you fill in for
Fill
him? Just do
in,
10
yeah.
minutes. I
No
was like,
joke. I think it was no joke.
Yeah.
maybe.
And so the place was packed because
Yeah.
everyone thought Shane Todd was going to be it.
Yeah.
And so I went on. I think I went on first, and I was like, I may as well just try this new stuff
Yeah.
because it's a packed room. I'll
Yeah,
get
Good
good
feedback.
feedback if it
Yeah.
like if it works or if it doesn't.
Yeah.
So everyone loved it, and then after Kieran texted me says that was great, that bit that you done. I went right, happy days. So then the next week I was doing a gig in where was it? It was in the town somewhere anyway. But the gig was so shit. The lights didn't work, so they just turned the room lights on.
Yeah.
There was
Oh,
no stage. It was just crap.
Oh,
So I could
I'm
just
pretty
see
sure I know
everyone's
where
face.
this was because I think.
And then so I'd done the whole bit, and then everyone was just looking at me, no one laughing, and I was like, so then I kept on going with it.
Did you not feel
And
like
then-
calling him and saying, fuck you, why
I
did you
was
do
like-
it? That's
I
good.
was like, fuck's sake, but because it was only the second time that I'd done it, so I wasn't sure if it was good or not, but I
Yeah.
was going, last week everyone loved it.
Yeah.
And you were like,
So,
this is it?
And then I was like, oh my God. And then I kept like going with it, just pure silence. Like I say, the lights were
Yeah.
up so I could see everyone's face.
Oh.
And then there was this woman sitting in the front row. She just pulled her phone out and she was just started going again.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Shit.
Yeah, that's.
So I was like, right, I'll just go back into stuff that I know works.
Yeah.
So the first, I think I was only doing 10 minutes. So the first
But
5
could be the room,
minutes,
to be fair.
I was dying.
It's the room.
Yeah, we'll blame the room.
It's the room.
But the first 5 minutes, I friggin' died.
Yeah.
And that was my first ever death.
Yeah.
And then the last, I finished strong. So I was like, right, it's more about how you finish, isn't it? But on the way home, I was laughing to myself because comedians always say you're gonna die, and I hadn't like properly died yet. So
Yeah.
that was the first one.
Yeah.
Now I'm a real comedian. Like I've experienced
Yeah.
I feel like then I'm a late bloomer because I have died with bits on stage, but I've never had a complete entire set completely die.
Neither have I, touch wood.
I don't think
I've had
I've
like
never had that either.
I've had like a one good minute. Say like 4 of the new bits weren't doing well, but the opener was okay.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
got laughs there. Like I've never had one that completely died from minute 1 to
Yeah,
minute
the
10
DM,
or
yeah.
5.
Yeah.
But I felt like recently I had one gig where I'll not mention where it was. But it was, let's just say, my first real like long-term death.
Yeah. Yeah. and
like
then-
coma, let's
Yeah.
say. I went
Yeah.
into like the last 4 minutes actually felt like a very long time.
Oh yeah, because there's also like sometimes I say death died, and by that I mean there was some laughter but not loud
Yeah.
enough.
Yes.
But
Now, but you know,
but no,
it's
but
capable.
silence,
Silence.
completely. I maybe a few jokes went silent, but
Yeah.
I've never had a full
Like
set
a
either.
full set now.
Do you ever think, right, this is my big joke that's gonna hit, and then you say it, and then everyone's still looking at you.
Crickets.
You're like,
yeah.
Moving on.
That happened to me. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
joke at the time. I don't think it's my best joke anymore. No, definitely not. But it was at the time my best joke.
Yeah.
And I said it, and it always worked. Always. And then one night I did it. And do you know when people like not only they don't laugh, but they're like discussing between each other?
Yes,
they,
like what?
they think
They
I'm-
look confused.
They they think I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why are you
Yeah.
discussing the joke? It's a joke.
It's a joke.
I was like, what is like?
Yeah.
I really and it was like my opener or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, at the first second I was like, I'm just gonna leave because this is as good as it gets.
That's how I felt at that gig I just told you about. That's exactly what I felt like because I did stuff that I know like works and has worked at
Yeah.
most gigs. And then I think it was my second, like after the opener, like the second way, like I did a bit of Lurgan material and stuff and the people were just like, and I was like, oh, move on. And it just went worse. It just got
Yeah.
worse. And I
Yeah.
just,
It's such a weird thing, comedy, where you can do the exact same set
Oh yeah,
and then
it kills.
go to the next friggin'
Yeah.
gig in the same night
Yeah.
and die.
Yeah,
Die, like
Yeah.
doing exactly
Yeah.
the same thing.
exactly the same. Like I told you the other night when I did my, there was a person in the audience, so I have a little joke,
yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
and I've been doing this anyway. So I was doing this particular joke to this person purely because they were
In the front.
in the front and also just like looking around during my set. And I was like, this person's really rude. Like, you're not even really listening to
Yeah.
me. Like, why are you even here? And so I purposefully did this joke to this person.
Yeah,
And part of the joke is make eye contact with me.
like
Yeah. Look at me. Let's make it weird. And the guy next to him goes, he can't. He's blind.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
Jesus.
nice.
Oh.
I heard about this because I told her about my
Oh.
the thing that just
Yeah.
happened, and she was like, I did that joke to someone who turned up. I was like,
Oh my God.
And then he was dead on about it though.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like it explained why he was looking around all over the place.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
Yeah.
thought he was being rude.
yeah,
And then I felt like a real asshole.
yeah.
Anyway, so
it will always, like, those things will always happen. It's just like, I think, yeah, it helps when the person is really lovely. Like, I think you said,
Yeah.
same for me. They were so nice and laughing, and
Yeah, make it-
clearly didn't happen
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It helps, but I could imagine if it was like,
They had not start screaming at you.
yeah, or
when
like,
they were-
you know, and you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh shit.
I don't know. I once had a guy after Sunday Comedy Club come to me and told me to go back home because I'm from South Africa.
Was it because of your comedy or just because you're an immigrant?
Maybe both. Maybe just leave. Please.
We're done.
There's another thing I wanted to discuss. Oh, what's the maddest thing that's happened to you, like
On stage.
on stage or in comedy or like on your way to a show, behind the scenes, like anything that stands out to you in particular?
This didn't happen to me, but I was opening for Paddy McDonald up in Newcastle, and there was a woman. She was just kept on shouting. She wasn't, well, I suppose that is heckling, but she was just wouldn't shut up. And when he was getting the punchlines, she was shouting up, trying to finish it. And, God, what about this happened? What about just
She's
shouting
helping
and
them
He's
with
bawling the whole
material.
really
time.
good at telling them to fuck
Yeah.
off.
But it could ruin the.
And
if
so
it yeah.
She'd
could ruin
been
the
doing this the whole way through Paddy's set, and then the audience started getting upset. Oh, would you be quiet? Shut up! And then, but she wouldn't stop. And then another woman just stood up in the thing and went, Paddy, do you want to take 5 minutes till we get this sorted?
Yeah.
So Paddy went, right, okay. Walked off the stage. I was like, Paddy, has this ever happened before? And he was like, nah.
Oh my.
So Paddy had to take a
Can you
5-minute
imagine?
break.
I would
And the
die.
audience put this woman out. And then once they put her out, they were like, right, Paddy, let's go. And he went back on. Like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the momentum is
And-
broken, but Paddy's obviously
Yeah.
very
But
experienced.
it never happened to Paddy before, and I was like, "That's mad." Though. Like, it's just someone in the crowd
Somebody
didn't even work around. It's just my Paddy. Do you want to take 5 minutes, love?
Yeah.
And then
She's around.
yeah,
She's someone from the audience.
someone
that said,
from the
"Take-
audience.
you would do that.
Take a.
It was just like
Right, I'm gonna sort this out.
Yeah.
Let me save everyone, and then I
all
just
happened.
make more damage.
But actually, she was right.
She was right,
Probably
Yeah.
that was because she was ruining it. That was
But like
ruining
I couldn't believe it. Just an audience, but
it. Yeah.
because you want to get your money's worth, especially
Yeah.
if you paid to go and see
Yeah.
him and
Because
someone's
someone
ruining it.
should have done that.
no.
Someone else should have done
Yeah.
that, like from the security or whatever.
Yeah.
I know in New York, a lot of the times they just tell the security to take them away.
Oh,
The
they do
Yeah.
that even here.
do
Yeah,
that,
the comedian
but-
goes,
Here.
please take this person away.
They do it
Yeah.
here. The usually
Yeah,
the
if
security
some-
come and talk to you first, tell you
Yeah.
to keep it down, and then if not, they'll.
Have you had to
Mm.
do that yet, Wafa?
No, not to me, but I've seen it where like I don't think it was gigs where I performed. But I did have a difficult gig, but actually did go very well.
Yeah,
But it was one of those gigs where
disruptive.
I was like, I started doing my jokes, and the people are like, like looking around, and it's just like and heckling, and I was like, right, I just need to talk to these people. So that's how I handle it. Which is probably sometimes not the best because it could ruin it for the next act. But I was just before the break, I think.
Okay.
So I was hoping that in the meantime the MC will speak to
Yeah,
them.
well, yeah.
But because I had no other option apart from talking to them,
Yeah.
and then once I got them a bit, I could like go back and forth between
Yeah.
material. Actually, it was good experience to kind of like do that, but they were nice heckly. They weren't
Yeah,
like.
but they're just talking because it is frustrating. Not if
frustrating.
you say something, and then if they can relate to it, then they turn and go,
Yes,
"I remember
yes,
it happened
yes,
to us."
yes.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
that
Just
was
be
every
quiet,
joke.
just listen.
Yeah. So, but then once I got them on my side, I could be like, stop fucking
Yeah.
discussing my joke. You
Yeah,
know,
just
Yeah.
just
appreciate
keep it.
it.
She
and
heard
let-
it.
Let's
This-
move on. Yeah.
I'll write it down for you. Discuss it later in the car. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
just like.
It depends like how drunk people are as well.
Oh,
because
there's a level, yeah, where you. Don't,
Sometimes it's good to have a drunk
Yeah.
crowd because they're not ashamed to laugh. Because
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
I done a gig. I think it was my 4th gig, and it was like the whole crowd was the same, like too cool to laugh. No, like
yeah.
and then
They haven't loosened up yet.
yeah,
They don't
but
got the
then
pints and
if you have people with a few drinks,
Yeah.
they don't care. Because I think some people are embarrassed to laugh in front of other people.
Yeah.
But then if you get people who are too drunk,
yeah.
then they start shouting and they start
Yeah.
trying to get involved in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, he thinks he's funny. I'm funny, and
Yeah.
you know, like
And now, like, you know what? Now I started to spot it earlier. So we did a gig recently, and there was a few guys who were drunk, and they were not heckling, but
Yeah.
I was looking at them, and I looked at one of the comedians, and I was like, "When are we on?" And he's like, "Second half." I was like, This is gonna be. They're gonna be a
Yeah, it's gonna
problem.
be
It's
bad,
going to
yeah.
be worse.
They're gonna be a problem, and they were kind of a problem, to be fair. But thankfully they did leave, but they left like just as I was going on stage, was
Yeah.
disrupted, and then one of their friends didn't want to leave, and then they
So
kept
it's a wee
coming.
bit of a thing,
They kept
yeah.
coming in the middle of my set trying to pull him out, and
Oh, that's it anyway.
I know, and the guy was like, "No, I want to watch her," and and they were like, "Just," but I knew there would be a problem
Yeah.
because but it's part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna-
me and Polly were doing a gig in Ian Thompson in Enniskillen,
Yeah.
and while Polly was on the stage, so I was backstage waiting on him. Didn't have like a proper green room. It was in a GAA club, but there was a guy on the front row. But I could hear him shouting while Paddy was on the stage, and Paddy staggering back while Paddy handles it. And after the show, when Paddy's finished, he came in and he went, "Fucking some fella like stood up," and because I actually heard Paddy saying, "Sit down, fuck's sake,"
Yeah.
and like he said something funny, but like it was clear. Like I knew that the guy had stood up, like he was if he was going to do something. Like what the guy said.
Well, it's good to have you alongside in that situation and just be like, come on, Tommy, let's go.
I heard the fella saying, "Here, don't be talking about me. Talk about someone else."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Sit down, fuck's sake." But then after he come in, he says, "Fucking fella in the front row or stood up." I thought he was going to come on this stage. So me and Paddy were talking. And then next thing, the guy come in.
To be fair,
in
Paddy
with a
can
fucking-
also throw a really
Yeah,
hefty punch.
exactly.
I
So,
wouldn't want to be punched by
Me
him.
and Paddy turned around and I thought it was going to go off. But
Yeah.
then he was like, "Oh, fuck, that was brilliant." Then hugged him. But for that split second, I was
Yeah.
like,
This is
Jesus,
happening.
here
Yeah,
we go.
it's the person who heckles you the most that comes at the end and hugs you,
Yeah.
and like be like, "Oh, it's
Why
brilliant," and you're
though?
like, "Then why did you not shut
Yeah.
up?"
I know, but I just appreciate it for what it is.
Right, so before we wrap up, I always like to leave, always, by meaning the one time I've done this podcast. I always like to leave the listener with some inspiration.
Oh, I
But
have no inspiration.
I know one thought, but here,
I am done. I actually decided the other day. I was thinking. I was like, I don't want to be inspired anymore. The only inspiration that I want is I watched Netflix all day.
Yeah.
And it worked out for me.
That's fair. But
go ahead.
here is the nice question. So, if you could sit next to yourself at your lowest point in this journey, what would you say?
I'd say wise up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as we said earlier, like some, now I laugh at myself because I think my third gig or my fourth gig was a bomb.
Yeah.
But it was like a shittier room. Like there was pretty much there was no crowd.
No crowd. Yeah.
And one of those, and I remember thinking I'm quitting, and it was like my fourth ever gig.
Yeah.
And now I remember that, and I'm like, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
Like.
You had no idea
Who
yet
do you
what's,
think?
what's
Like you
ahead.
said, you retired from boxing because you had a career.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not counting them retiring from comedy.
Retired from comedy
after
after
4 gigs. Do you know what I mean? Like, your reaction has to be appropriate to your
it needs to
your
match.
achievements.
Yeah.
You know.
That's actually so true. And you, Tommy?
I don't know. See, to be honest, doing comedy has been all like a buzz for me.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had any low moments yet.
Yeah.
I hope long may it continue, but
Yeah.
even I don't know if you guys feel this way, but if you feel a bit low, you're like, I need to do a gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll lift my spirits.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
had any. I haven't felt low doing comedy, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But if in life when I'm feeling low, I'll just say, "Fucking man up."
Right.
Wise up.
So we'll finish it. That's brilliant. So if we do, we'll
Man up.
man up, man
Wise
the-
up.
wise up,
The
man
least
up.
emotional people you could get inspiration from.
We
I
should
think.
put that on a shirt.
I know.
Man up, wise up, fuck up.
That's it. Hey, that's the best phrase ever.
Yeah.
But you know
Just
what? I
get on
think,
with
like,
it.
Millennials, like, it was a different ball game. Like, my wife always says I'm toxic, but I think we're all toxic if
Yeah.
we're
we
in
all-
from that generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were told to wise up. Like,
Yeah.
if you were feeling sorry for yourself,
Oh yeah.
You
Raised
got-
by boomers, like
you,
yeah.
you got even in school, anyone who was like
Yeah.
feeling sorry for themselves if you're feeling sad, you start
Yeah.
crying, you get tortured. Like,
Yeah.
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 you had to, especially in the world that I was coming from. If you cried in a boxing club, you could never go back, right?
You're done.
You could never go back.
Yeah.
And I was happening in a boxing club, and everyone was crying all night.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was saying. I
Yeah.
was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's completely different. Like I also grew up in Tunisia, right? So like all the emotions, mental health.
Yeah.
They're like they'd be like
Wafa does
yeah,
great with
mental
that.
they were
health.
like you're just weird.
Yeah.
He's weird.
Yeah.
And that could mean anything. That
Yeah,
could
he's-
mean
they're just
anything.
weird.
It's just weird, and you just you have to move on.
Yeah.
You have to move on, and raised by boomers, like they don't give a shit.
So if there's something that you could say that's not Instagram friendly, right?
Oh,
To somebody
controversial.
that might be listening that is thinking of pivoting careers where it may be becoming a writer, director, performer, actor, comedian, like all of the above, like anything in a creative field, but they're afraid, what would you say to them?
Well, it depends really. Sometimes you should do it. Sometimes
If
you
you're
shouldn't.
good, like
Maybe do it,
if
do
you're
it.
good at it,
Yeah.
go for it.
If you're good at it.
If you're
But
good
if
at
it's-
it, go
if-
for it.
Yeah,
Don't,
but
if
don't
you're-
sell your house, and you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah, be wise.
But you have to be good at it.
Yeah.
You know, there's people who would love to be a writer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if
they
you can't put a if you don't know punctuation, then how can you write? You don't know where the
No,
capital letters and full stops
absolutely.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the art, like, there's so many talented people, right? And there's so many people, and you only hear the success stories. Oh, this guy, sold his house and did this and did that. Yeah, but he was good.
He was good.
So
Like,
that's
I would love to be a singer. See if I could have any talent in the world, it would be
So
to
would
be a
I.
singer, right?
yeah.
But I like if someone came into
I
me
think
and
you should
says,
quit
"Hey, look,
and
you
be a
can be,"
single.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't quit what I'm doing to be a singer because I can't sing.
yeah.
So that some
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
they accept that what they want to do is they're not good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but they will find something, like we're talking about, like, I always thought, I like my job, right? But I always thought I should be doing something else.
Yeah.
And I never knew what it was.
What it was.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's just, I think, like,
It'll find you. What
Yeah,
you're good
it
at,
will.
it'll find you.
just explore things you've never thought about,
Yeah.
and then just do it, but don't take massive risks to begin with.
Yeah.
And then wait for that, because sometimes you need, I know this you said it's not Instagram friendly, sometimes you need
Yeah.
someone else to come to you and say you're really good at that.
You need an honest person
Yeah.
to say you're really good or you're
You're
really bad.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
'Cause,
it's like what we were saying earlier, you've done the presentations and work. I done a couple of like
Yeah.
speeches at weddings and parties. That lets you know that
Yeah.
hey, you're funny and people
Yeah.
find you funny and you can do it. So that was comedy finding us.
Yeah.
We weren't
Exactly.
even looking to be comedians.
Yeah.
But whatever you're good at will, like if someone
Yeah.
says, "Here, could you draw a picture?" Like in school, if someone,
I
could you draw a
can't.
picture, and someone drew something brilliant,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they go, "Here, you're actually class at
Yeah.
art," and then I could open you into new worlds. And
Yeah.
everything. So whatever you're good at, find out what you're good at and go for it. But don't go for something that you like.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah, because sometimes you like the idea, and I think that happens in comedy as
But
well.
you don't like the reality.
A lot of people like the idea of being a comedian, or like the idea of, as you said, being a singer or being a director or being a writer. But can you do
Can you
it?
do it? Yeah.
Is a
That's it.
different thing. And yeah, it's a sad truth. Like,
Can you
it's-
do it, and do you have a thick skin? Because
Yeah.
you need to have it.
And don't sell your house.
You need, yeah.
Anything you do in a public forum, you need to have thick skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you sell your house or something?
No,
What
no,
did
no,
you say? That's just a message you're sending home. Don't sell your house. Whatever you do, do not sell your house.
Oh, you finished your sentence.
Right, folks. By the way, Wafa didn't sell her house. Thank you so much.
I didn't, but I'm just thinking, like, that's the worst thing you could do.
Wafa doesn't want any of you to be homeless. That's
Imagine,
all.
like, I'm like, oh, I'm such a good comedian. I'm gonna sell my house and go on tour. That would be the worst.
That's it. Well, thank you so much for
No
calling
problem.
in. This
Thanks
is
for having us.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Don't sell your house. Don't start comedy unless you're good at it. That's it. Or become good at it, and then
Yeah.
still don't
And then
sell
sell
your
your
house. Don't sell your house. Thank you so much for calling in. It's been brilliant talking to you. And goodbye.
Bye.
I don't know how to end this stuff. Like,
That's
So like and subscribe.
like and subscribe.